Hello and welcome back to Flyboys. This is Cubulous. The last time I saw you, it's been a while. It's probably been 5 or 6, maybe even 7 days since the last episode. And a lot of you have been watching my streams and you've seen me build this. Now I'm really sorry I didn't put it on video, but I just didn't really know how to make an episode of me laying all these blocks, and I did want to share it with people. But if you look here, oh man, this has been quite the odyssey. Let's see, let's break that and that. And that. Grab that. Hey, look at all these bats in here. Here's the inside of the carrier. As you can see, I have been working non-stop on this thing. And it's been really, really fun. I've had a really good time building it. In fact, I'm obsessed with it. And I have been trying to think, how can I make an episode? How can I make something to post to YouTube? And I thought I'd do a time lapse maybe, but I can't get 2 instances of the mod pack to run at the same time on the Technique launcher. Does anyone know anything about that? I'm gonna ask like Etho and B-Dubs and see if they know anything, but that's one thing I'd like to do, and I'll see if I can figure that out for another episode, but I don't really have time this morning to figure that out. So I'm going to just go ahead and talk to you about plans for this thing and maybe build a little bit in creative while we talk. The first thing I want to do while we're talking is talk about why I'm using a potion of night vision rather than using a command to give myself permanent night vision. Well, I do like to see what it looks like in the shadows, because that's what it'll look like on the server. There won't be permanent night vision on the server, obviously. So that's one thing. And I don't know. I guess I could probably undo the command, but I just don't want to memorize commands. I'd rather just drink a potion. If you know what I mean, Vern. All right. Well, the first thing we're going to do is check this out. A lot of you in the last video suggested I put turrets on, which I always intended to do, of course. I do want to protect my baby, and we're going to try this one. I want to see what the CRAM is like. Is that like one where you just... Oh, it's one where you... Oh, that's very cool. So it's a lock-on missile defense turret. And I do want to put these on. In fact, I think I want to... Let's just try it out, shall we? Oh, we're not going to be able to try it out because we don't have anyone flying around. Anyway, that's one turret. Let's go ahead and look at the turrets together, shall we? I believe... Were they on that first page? Are they here somewhere? There's another one called... Oh, let's see, is this it? The Phalanx. Yeah, this is the other one. So that's another option. And that's one that shoots out bullets. So I'll actually probably try both of those in different locations. But I definitely want the CRAM on this thing as well. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and break these up. Goodbye. Goodbye. We'll keep those in there for safekeeping. Okay, let's go to stone. Now, on aircraft carriers, they usually have the turrets. Let's see, I have a picture. I'm looking at a picture of one now. And okay, so this aircraft carrier is modeled after the USS Enterprise. People have been asking me, why did I use the number 65? Well, the reason is because on the USS Enterprise, which is an American aircraft carrier, its number was 65. Also, here in the back, we have an E, and some people thought that was for Etho. And as much as I love Etho, that's no, not for Etho. But regardless, actually, do you know what we're going to do? Let's try this. I want to try this. Does that look like a B? Kind of does, doesn't it? I was hoping to make it B for blue team. That's not too bad. Now, let's change it even more. Let's go in for these inverted blue lamps. Let's see what that looks like. We can make it actually blue. So after this, actually before I build, let me take you on a little tour of the carrier and tell you what my ideas are. B for blue. And in fact, I may name this carrier, what were we going to call it? The Blue Fire. And I was maybe going to put some blue flames on the side. But let's talk about this for a moment. Here are the aircraft elevators. And inside here, now these don't work obviously. I don't know a way of getting them to work in this mod pack. But in here is going to be, in aircraft carriers they have an aircraft hangar right underneath the deck. So this obviously is going to be a very large aircraft hangar. Also, what I'm going to do, the way aircraft carriers work, see this line right here? Let's go look at it from the top side for a moment. Now this is really cool. What happens is you have, let's see, where is she? Let's get the Tomcat out. Tomcat. There it is. Now, let's say you have the Tomcat and she's ready to go, right? Okay, so what happens is, this is a blast protection wall from the afterburners. But what happens is, there's a device that locks onto the plane here, and it catapults the plane off of the deck. And underneath this long line here, you have, basically it's a piston, and it's powered by steam, compressed steam. And when they release that steam, the piston fires, and at a very high speed it shoots off down this line, and it's connected to the plane. And then it catapults the plane forward at an insanely high speed, so that by the time the plane hits here, it can take off. Like, it releases the plane here, and the plane takes off. Because when they first made aircraft carriers, they had a hard time getting planes. I mean, they didn't have enough length of they didn't have runway space to launch the plane. So that's really cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the piston down here. I have a video from YouTube that'll show me what it looks like. So we're going to have some pistons here, a piston room, which will be really cool. And then underneath the deck you have the crew quarters. I'm not going to go crazy. I'll maybe have like enough crew quarters for each of us, and maybe like on streams I'll build new crew quarters for viewers, which will be really fun, so we can get a lot of custom NPCs on here, and it'll be like the viewers, the people that watch. Also, I'd like a mess hall, maybe some latrines. I don't know. I'm not going to go too crazy down there. I mean, this thing is taking a long time to build. Up here on the deck, I do want different obstacles. So if we have a firefight, I'd like to have this thing built by our first skirmish. I know that sounds crazy, but I think it'd be really fun to have like a skirmish on the aircraft carrier. Now, another thing they have on these aircraft carriers is something called a meatball. I'm going to build that. Basically what it is an optical device that allows planes. Now, planes, when they land on aircraft carriers, they have to come down at a certain degree, and on aircraft carriers it's 3 degrees. And in order for planes to be able to do that, basically it's this really ingenious thing invented by an air pilot. I think he was from Britain. I'll have to link the documentary in the description of this video. If you're interested in aircraft carriers at all, then you have like 45 minutes to spare, or you can make the time. I think that's how long it is. It might be longer than that. You really need to watch this documentary. It's on YouTube. It's so fascinating. It's basically about the development, the evolution of the aircraft carrier. And this Enterprise, actually, it basically goes through 7 different aircraft carriers. The Enterprise was like this, the second to last one. There's a new aircraft carrier that's like the most advanced in the world called the Nimitz. I did not base my aircraft carrier off the Nimitz. But anyway, you'll see if you watch the documentary. You really should watch it if you have the time. Anyway, and if you're interested in this sort of thing. Basically what it is an optical device here that the pilots can see from far away. And as long as they line up, like they have lights here and in the middle. And depending on how high or low they are, the lights in the middle will go up and down. And as long as they line up all the lights perfectly and land, then they do a perfect landing. And then when they land, the plane catches a rope going across here. It's a cable. And the cable grabs the plane and slows them down. So I'm going to build that as well. I'm going to think of different ways, maybe like engines, or I don't know what to put on the deck so that we have cover. Then inside this thing, this is called the island, I found out. They also called it, I think, the superstructure, but I know for sure it's called the island. They even call it that in the documentary. And a lot of the viewers, thank you. You guys are amazing. Can I just tell you? So many amazing comments. I wish I could respond to every single one. Like, I did read every single comment. And if I didn't respond, you just know it's just because I don't have the time. Or some of you, I'm not allowed to respond. Like, in your YouTube settings, I can't respond to you. So you may want to go, if you want a response from me, I try to respond to everybody at least once throughout all my videos. I try really hard. If I see you're new, I definitely try to respond to you. But some of you I haven't responded, like I said, because your settings don't allow me to. Anyhow, inside here, inside the island, this here is going to be at least 2 floors. So it's 1, 2, and then up here, 3, 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor. So this thing's going to have 5 floors. I know some of you commented and said, it needs to be taller, it needs more floors. Well, just because I have only 1 floor in doesn't mean it's only 2 floors. This thing's going to be huge. And inside here we're going to have, obviously, the bridge. We're also going to have a room where, on the documentary, it talks about how they built a table where they keep track of what planes are on the deck. And you should watch it. They basically just use model planes. They're playing with model airplanes and coins and bottle caps inside here. And the reason they do that, they don't use electronics, because what if electronics goes down? Then they have something that won't fail them. It's really cool. Anyway, these also these antennae, they are going to be covered with stuff like that, so they're silver. Anyway, what else can I tell you? I think that's about it. Let's go ahead. I'm sorry if I forgot what I was talking about. Let's go ahead and build a platform for the CRAM over here. Now I'm looking at a drawing of the aircraft carrier. As I've designed this, I've been looking at, you can look up schematics for the USS Enterprise. You can look up drawings. There's so many tools online to help. I've also looked at other Minecraft builds of aircraft carriers. But let's go ahead. I love how I'm getting chunk areas on here. It's so big. Oh, by the way, it's 204 blocks long, in case anyone wanted to know. Boom, 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 boom. So basically, I'm just going to get an idea here of how much room I'll need to place this thing. And then I'll pretty it up in a bit, but this is just, I learned this from B-Dubs. He builds in stone initially, or cobble. And then, after he knows the basic shape of what he wants, then he will go back and use other materials to make it look good. So that's all I'm doing right here. Okay, now let's grab the CRAM. Where are you, CRAM? There you are. There you are. There they are. Wait, did I make that even across? Oops, my bad. Oh, do you know what? Rather than do that. Oh, I just lost. Oh, the CRAM is still there. Thank goodness. Let's take off this side. Excuse me, I've been sick. That's why my voice sounds really weird. I apologize for that. All right. So we could have a CRAM there. That looks really good, actually. Now let's go ahead and place... Let's just hop in it really quick and see what kind of line of sight we have. So I love how it... I mean, that'll be... There's no way a plane's going to go that low. Now, one thing you could argue is that kind of impedes my vision right there. It would be maybe better to put it higher. Alright, I altered the design just a little bit, and now we are ready to take it. Can you get through here? I want to make it as safe as possible. Nope. There's going to be no falling off this aircraft carrier. Although I wonder, would it look better if we did that? Do I like that better? I do. I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to change your design. Wait, did I do it right? No, that's right. Doo-doom. Shkadoom. Yeah. Come on, you got this. You can do this. This ain't so hard. Yeah, I like that much better. Hola, mi amigo. Welcome back. Whoa, there's a cave nearby. I'm guessing it's in there. Excuse me. I'm still kind of sick. I have been adding detail upon detail to this carrier for a good hour and a half now, maybe 2 hours. And I just want to show you up here. I redid the turret bases here. Let me just show you something. Allow myself to show you something. You'll be able to walk in here. Oops. And then up here, and then get in the turret. And this is a C-RAM, and it's really cool. Now let's have a look at the... I think the line of sight is pretty good. And especially considering that there's another one just like it on the other side. And then I have also placed these Phalanx turrets on the deck. Now, normal aircraft carriers don't have these, but mine does, and I don't feel bad about it in the least. Do I like that? Yeah, sure, why not? So I've got one there, and I've got one there, and I'm considering putting one there. But if I don't, that's okay, because... Ooh, sorry, I'm yawning. I'm tired. I apologize, man. Okay, this is the old turret design, or rather the turret base design, and I'm going to put it right here. So let's put it on the printer, and let's start to build this sucker. Now, ever since I was a little kid, I've always wanted the G.I. Joe. Let's turn that off. Hide. I've always wanted the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier toy. That was my freaking dream, I tells you. And I never got one. So this here is kind of like... do I like that? No. No me gusta. In fact, I hate it. In a way, this is my first aircraft carrier. I know that's a little silly, but that's how I feel about it. Okay, so... let's get out the C-RAM. Come here, you. Now I want to place it here. Very lovely. And now let's get in it and see what the... let's see what it looks like. So, obviously, you won't be able to get planes right there. You'll only be able to get planes coming in from the back, right? But I'm okay with that, actually, because on the deck we have that bad boy. I don't feel too bad about it. In fact, I just love the way that looks. There we go. I think that's the same as the other side. It sure is. The lone pickle. Okay, let's do the C-RAM here. Excellent. That looks pretty good to me, kids. Alright, that's enough work on the carrier for today. Next time I work on it, I want to cut out a lot of this section and kind of have, like, I want just like some walkways and stuff. I want a way to look out the back of the ship. You'll see. And also I need to decorate this side too. I need to cut out something here. There's quite a bit left to do. And then obviously, that goes without saying actually, I need to install a hangar and all those rooms I was talking about earlier. So let's go on the server and do a little work. Alrighty. Here we are on the server. And I have set up my thermal expansion setup. And I'm pretty proud of it. I'm using a steam dynamo. But I'm also... oh, I thought there was a way back there. Oh, crap. Teehee. I'm also using a pretty nice, let's see if I can just gonna dig my way back there and show you. This thing, a hardened energy cell. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's the second upgrade to the energy cells. I'm pretty happy with it. But let's go ahead. This is why thermal expansion is so important. For those of you who hate mods and hate thermal expansion, just think of it as as a furnace, but on steroids. And it can do so much. Like this little guy, the sawmill, can cut wood, and it doubles your output, I believe. This redstone furnace here. Oh, if I pulverize this iron ore, now watch what happens. It's going to put it into the redstone furnace. When I pulverize one ore, it gives me 2 pulverized iron dust. 2 iron dust, right? And then that turns into double the output of iron ingots. And that's... What the heck is that? Oh my gosh, Admiral Lemon's on the server. What? He's so obsessed with that stupid jet goat. You know what I told him when he came on the server? I was like, the first thing you're gonna make is a swan boat. And that's the first thing he made on his stream. And then, oh, jeez, that was kind of cool. That thing is fast, you have to admit. If he comes by me again, I'm going to see if I can swat him with my sword. Come on. Come on, come in for the kill. Come on, you chicken, let's do this. Looks like he crashed. Oh, here he comes, watch. Oh, I won't swat him. Oh, that's so funny. Well, anyway. At least we have somewhat of a great... Oh, look, I want to show you something else. I think you saw that. We didn't have these hardened flux ducts last time, so I had to, like, make a bunch of energy cells and put them... Like, we had to make at least 2 more energy cells and figure out a creative way to power these things. But just think of it this way. This energy cell holds the energy that powers all these suckers, and now I have it connected to these flux ducts. Very nice. Okay. We're going to end the episode doing something really cool. I'll be right back. Alrighty, the sun is coming up. This sheep is making me feel very uncomfortable. Don't acknowledge his presence. He's looking right at me. He's looking at my back. Okay, he's creeping me out. What? Oh, what? Really? You're weird, dude. Okay. The morning is here, and now what we are going to do... Now look, I got a lot of good comments last video about what to name the island. And I haven't decided yet. I haven't even talked about it with the team, because there were so many amazing comments. Capiche? Let's see, do we have fuel cans? Yes, we do. So, I'm not going to name the island this episode. I hope you don't mind. Hope no one out there's bitter about that. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to get in... Wait. There we... Oh, it was out of fuel. We need a little more coal. I need a little bit more fuel than that. A little more fuel than that. What we're going to do is we're going to test where to put the aircraft carrier. Now check this out. I have the schematic. Cube ACC test number 4. There it is. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate it. And do I need to rotate it again? Yeah. Let's rotate it twice. Boom. Boom. And then we move it out to sea. Now listen very carefully. There were a lot of really good suggestions about where to put this thing. Some people said the back, because in the back it's the most protected. Some people said the front, because that would make the most sense as far as being able to defend ourselves. We'd want to put it in the front, which makes sense. Some people had a really good argument for the side. Their argument was that if you put it on the sides, then when you take off, you're headed right towards their island. But then other people said you don't want to do that because you don't want to take off and then be right in the middle of them. So there were all kinds of opinions. I haven't decided quite where I want it yet, but I will tell you one thing. That's not loading in, is it? It will, don't worry. I will tell you one thing. My dream is still to put it back here. Now, I know it's not loading in all the way, but once it's built, it'll load in better, I promise. I know it will. So I'll be brutally honest. My dream is to put it there. I think it would be so cool. I know it's at the back, but think about it this way. You can still take off in the plane and just turn left. It's not that hard. It'll turn left to land. And the other thing to think about too is if I need to fly back. Let's say I put it in the waters to the sides and I point it towards them. If I'm going to be realistic about these things, let's say we're like role-playing it, then you land on an aircraft carrier back here. So if I want to role-play it, that means if the aircraft carrier is facing them, I have to fly all the way back, turn around, and land. Whereas this way, I can just make a full circle. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me go fuel up this helicopter, and we'll fly over the aircraft carrier. We'll kind of have a look. Alright, kids, here we go. Let's go ahead and go out into third-person mode. We'll back up a little bit. Go into hover mode. So what do you think? What do you think about putting it right there? It does, from the air, it looks pretty close, actually. Man, that thing's bigger than the island. What am I doing? I'm nuts! How am I ever going to build this thing? So another option, we could move it out a little. Let's just mess around for a minute. What happens if I add a little more distance between it and the island? Like it could be something like that. That actually feels a little more realistic. Slightly. Actually, to be honest, I doubt it would ever get this close unless there was a huge harbor. Man, that thing's big. So what do you guys think? Give me your honest opinions about placement, how you think that's going to look. I really appreciate you guys watching today. I hope you have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world. And I want to get this episode up as soon as possible. Again, I'm really sorry it's taken me so long to put on an episode. But again, I've been working so hard on this thing. I've just been obsessed with creative. That's why I haven't put out an episode. But I hope you can see that I'm hoping the hard work pays off. So, anyway, guys, I will see you next episode. I'll try to get one out sooner than a week, okay? I'll try to get one out as soon as I can. All right, take care, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.